Hey, good morning. It's May 9th, 2012. We're here in Boone County at Bloomgren Seed, and we've got a ton of soybeans going out today. Probably have 90-95% of all the corn in the ground and just barely getting a good start on soybeans. And I want to talk just briefly about soybean seed treatment. I'm Todd Claussen, Territory Agronomist with DeKalb and Asgrow. So we often think of soybean seed treatment as necessary when we're early, cool, and wet. Well, believe it or not, we're cool and wet out there in the soil. Yesterday, soil temperatures in Story County out of the Ames location were 59 degrees, and we've just coming off an inch of rain. So yes, cool and wet is the factor. When we think about that, we think about soybeans. The longer they're in the ground, the more susceptible they are to disease pressure. And those two diseases, cool and wet, they're Pythium number 1, Phytophthora number 2. And then we think about, well, what if I'm planting later? And you might be planting on the 20th to the 25th of May. And do you still need seed treatment from a fungicide perspective? And when I get warmer soils and I get drier soils, then another disease kicks in known as Rhizoctonia. So these full complement premier seed treatments will cover and will be comprehensive for all these diseases that I've just talked about, Pythium, Phytophthora, and Rhizoctonia. So I think it's imperative that we treat our seed with that investment that we're putting into the field at any point in time, and it's returned our investment year in and year out. Second component of these premier seed treatments is the insecticide. And if we'll walk out into an alfalfa field today and take your sweep net, we're going to find 10, 12, 15 bean leaf beetle per sweep as we're looking for potato leafhopper in alfalfa. This is an issue, so some of those first soybean fields that are coming out of the ground are going to be inundated with bean leaf beetle. These insecticide components of seed treatment will control that first generation, actually it's the overwintering generation of bean leaf beetle that are going to come out of the ground and begin feeding. But it looks like with this mild winter we're going to have a fairly high survival rate of bean leaf beetle, and these insecticide components on these premier seed treatments are going to be beneficial and really critical to success. Secondly, as I move farther into the planting season, these insecticides on the seed treatments will give me up to 65 days suppression residual. What does that mean? So the latter I plant, I run 65 days out. We're going to start nudging right up against the influx or the initial soybean aphid problems that we generally have historically in Boone County and the central part of Iowa. So I can help knock down that first generation or that first feeding of aphids with these seed treatments that I'm putting on here on May 9th. So hey, seed treatments are critical, both for the disease, both early planting, mid planting, and late planting soybeans, and then the insecticide component is terribly critical for the overwintering bean leaf beetle, and then actually helping you with suppression of aphids as they start coming in right about flowering time on soybeans. So I'm Todd Claussen, Territory Agronomist with DeKalb and Asgrow, coming from Boone, Iowa at Bloomgren Seed. Thank you.